Hi, I'm Anthony. A lot of people know me as Tony. This is my story. I grew up in Hemet. My parents divorced when I was 10. I moved to San Diego, started running amok. Had no supervision. My mom, single mom, trying to raise two boys. I did what I wanted, basically. Started getting deep into drugs and alcohol, which basically became a career. I was making money doing it. Just did what I wanted when I wanted, basically. If anybody disrespected me, I'd hurt them physically, mentally, however I could, and I was just a bad kid. I got married, I had a beautiful wife, I had a beautiful daughter, and just still doing the same things, man. It was bad. One of my best friends, my partner in crime, basically, he crashed at my house one night, and he woke up the next morning just shaking, like violently shaking. Asked me to take him to the liquor store. He bought a gallon of rum. He drank about half that, then the shakes went away. And I'm sitting there and I'm like judging him while I'm doing my drugs, and I'm judging him thinking, man, you shouldn't do this, And who am I, So, needless to say, he got sober, he cleaned up, and then he was going to the Rock Church right over here on Ruffin Road, and he asked me if I wanted to go. I was like, sure, I saw that, his life is looking good, so, hey, maybe I want some of that, So I started going to church with him, and Pastor Miles was talking, and it really touched me. And every time I went to church with him, Pastor Miles was like, hey, Tony, listen to what I'm saying. And every issue that I had in my life was what he was talking about. It was crazy. So, I gave up my life to Christ. I got saved, and I'm not the toughest guy, but I think I'm pretty good. And I wept. I wept like a baby. And Pastor Miles said, hey, tears are from God. Tears are good. Since then, I've been I think a lot. I pray. I try to meditate. And there's a story, Matthew 7, verse 3. It's talking about, don't look at the sawdust in your brother's eye when there's a plank in your eye. And it really touched my heart, because here I am judging my friend, and I have my own issues. So, I gave up all that stuff. I gave up the money, I gave up the fast life, and so now I'm walking with Christ. So now that I've been walking with Christ, my life is great. I have so much love in my life right now. I don't have a lot of money anymore, but I've been blessed with a beautiful boy, Eric. The love in my household is awesome. I couldn't ask for anything more. My wife is the greatest. My kids are awesome. I just want everybody to feel what I feel. So when I see my friends, walking down the wrong trail or doing whatever they do, I try to bring up Christ. I try to minister to them. It's hard. Just walking to people, hey, check out Jesus, and people kind of trip on that. So you got to look for the opportunities to kind of ease them in, some people can just walk right up and talk about Christ. Other people, they just, you don't want to turn them off, plant that little seed and let it grow. So I try to minister to my friends. I try to help people out, but at the same time, if they're doing bad stuff, you got to watch out. The Bible says to help your brothers, but beware that you're not tempted yourself. Stay strong, walk the walk, and try to stay on that straight, narrow path to Christ. Keep Christ in your heart, and I think you'll be great. If I can turn my life around, so can you. I'm Anthony, and that's my story.
Take me every step, for you have covered all my debt.